Hi, this is Captain Bob. I just returned from 4 days of sailing here in Oregon, and and it's cold. You know, we got down to 21 degrees one night, and it's cold during the day even. So it occurred to me that maybe we'd tell you some way the way I stay warm on a boat. You know, you're in a damp environment to begin with, and what I'm looking for here, I just dumped everything on this chair because it made the idea to do this thing. Anyway, what I start with is longies, you know, like polypropylene, and that's better. You know, they make them in wool. They make them in, you can get them in polypropylene. You've seen those old union suits, you know, that button all the way up. They're pretty good, but most of them are cotton. So cotton, you stay away from cotton. It just doesn't. Polypropylene wicks away the moisture and keeps you a lot warmer. So stay with the polypropylene. The next layer, I usually is like you want to use the same thing, stay with the polypropylene, but some kind of a pullover like this. The reason I like this kind of pullover is you notice there's no placket in this, so the wind can't come in on you. The wind is the other cold thing besides the moisture, so try to stay away from that. That's that. Then the other thing is you can put a sweater on over that, and this sweater is, I think, probably might rate as an antique. I've had this sweater for many, many years, probably 40 years, to the point where right here in front of where it rubs on my skinny neck, it's worn away here. So it's a long time. I'm afraid to wash this sweater because it's Irish oiled wool, and that's what keeps it warm. It's wool, and so I've never washed it, and it's still warm. So just, you know, that's why I like that. The next thing, I think the most important, if you're going to get a foul weather gear and you only have room, money enough for the bottoms or the tops, get the bottoms and get these bibs. Get the ones that come up here like this. Don't get those things that go just up to your waist. You know, they're good for golfers, you know, and where they're going out and just playing in a little bit of rain. But on the boat, it's a lot of rain. So ring it up, and that keeps you warm. They're lined, and they're reinforced here. The jacket, the jacket for that, if you notice, they've gone to yellow. You can get them in red, but somebody said red didn't show up very well. So they've started to make it in the yellow. And there's for safety reasons here on the shoulders, this reflects light, and then stowed in the collar. The collar is a soft material here, like a poly that comes around, so you can close this up, you know, so that you're up here like this. This is you're completely down inside this poly, keeps you warm. And then stowed in the collar, there's a hood that comes out of the collar. Notice that color is, you know, that's like they're painting the fire engines now. It's very visible. And on top of that, another reflector. So rule number one is stay on the boat. Don't get in the water to begin with. So stay on the boat. If you should go off with your PFD, wear your PFD all the time. If you should go off, that at least they can find you again, okay? My students, I teach them how to pick up a man overboard, hoping they'll never use it. It's like CPR. It's something you learn and you hope you never have to use. So the other extremities are your feet and your fingers. Now for feet, I use a pair of boots like this. I gotta take them off. Then these boots are very, very strong for offshore. Remember, it's cold even in August. So this is, you want your feet to be warm. And you don't want to wear cotton socks, but you don't want to wear a lot of socks. Wear one pair of wool socks with this kind of boot, and believe me, it's got a anti-slip sole, so it keeps you on the boat. Stay on the boat. It keeps you from slipping around. It's warm. It's waterproof. It's a kind of a leather arrangement. Anyway, that's the boot. The other thing is, I wear a pair of gloves, and then if it gets really cold, I put mittens over the gloves. I've recently heard about a situation where people use scuba diving gloves. Now, the wetsuit principle is you wear the wetsuit, the water comes into the wetsuit, there's water layer between you and the wetsuit, and that water layer heats up, your body heats up that water layer, and then that keeps you warm. So that principle works on gloves. So if you get them wet, they'll at least, and you will get them wet in the rain, because your hand is on the helm or on the tiller. So you want your hands to be dry. So anyway, this is Captain Bob. I wanted you to be aware of these ways to stay warm. If you have another way to stay warm that I haven't told you about, just give me a call or notify me that here's another way that you stay warm, and I'd be happy to answer you.